It's official, your girl bought another car, and I'm not talking about the GTR or the 350 or the Cappuccino. Your girl is officially the owner of a 1999 Honda S2000 Suki Edition. And here she is. Doesn't feel real. Like, at all. Say hello to the newest member of my car collection, my Honda S2000. This actually, like, doesn't feel real. Like, I know I'm gonna say that a million times, but like, this car is one of my dream cars, and I actually can't believe that I own it now. Now, I actually bought this car 1 year ago, and I only just decided to import it, but when I bought it, it was like recently legalized. And today we're gonna be taking a closer look at the car. We're gonna be lifting it up on the lift, checking out the underbody, and giving you guys some more details on the car itself. The last couple weeks for me have been ups and downs. I've recently lost someone that is very close to me. Don't know how you go about saying this kind of things, but recently I lost my grandfather, and he is basically like a dad to me. He's the closest father figure I've had. He's raised me, literally like raised me. He taught me how to drive the very first time that I ever got in a car. He's like, all right, you ready to learn how to drive? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Mind you, it was downpouring and we had a national weather advisory. It was nighttime and he told me to go drive on the highway. I was scared out of my mind, but I became a very good driver very quickly with his help, of course, and he stayed sticking by me for the rest of my life. Now, I've recently got this news and I've been dealing with it with my own ways. I've basically just been distracting myself with recording videos, which has been a massive help. Like, you guys, I can't thank you guys enough for giving me this opportunity to be a content creator and just create videos for you guys, and it's really helped me throughout the past couple weeks. And the S2K, of course, it just became perfect timing where I can kind of just distract myself a little bit with the cars and with videos, and I can't like begin to thank you guys enough, because it's really been like, oh, this is probably the hardest transition I've had in my life. So just like, thank you. I don't want to get emotional here, but I just wanted to remind you guys how important you are to my life. Like, when I say car family, I mean it. I really look at you guys like a family to me, and to be able to get this car is a literal dream come true. Like, to have this massive car collection has been, I'm just so internally grateful and blessed. This isn't where I was expecting life to go. I didn't even think that a life like this would have been attainable a couple years ago. I have this beautiful house and garage that I get to renovate, and these cars that I get to build into like my dream projects, and I'm really grateful for where life has taken me. Life is gonna be full of obstacles. It's gonna have its ups and downs. Cars and family and friends, like, it's life is beautiful at the end of the day. Here's to staying positive. But without further ado, let's get into the Honda S2000. Now, a few details on the car. It has 110,000 miles, and that's probably the highest mileage car that I've ever imported. I believe the S14 came with around 40,000 miles. The Unos Roadster came with 26,000 original miles. But at the end of the day, it's a Honda. It can take it. And when you see this engine bay, y'all will be shocked. It is an AP1 F40C engine, and as you can see, since it is a Suki replica from Fast and Furious, it does have a Veilside kit on it. Now, the car is painted, not wrapped, except for the livery itself. That is a wrap. And I'm gonna need y'all's help to figure out where I'm gonna take this build. There's a couple different directions, but I really want y'all's input on figuring out exactly the specifics on the car. I do have it on wheel dollies right now so that I can get it high enough for the lift arms to fit underneath of it, and it just barely clears. Like, I'm talking just barely. And I want to give a big shout out to Oishi Imports for helping me import the S2K. They've not only imported this car, but all my other right-hand drive cars. I've been working with them for so long. They're like my other family. They always send me listings that I know I'm gonna love, and I end up falling in love with it very quickly, hence why I have so many right-hand drive cars. Now, outside of the body kit, the car is fairly stock. I am running a set of work wheels, which is the very first set of work wheels I've ever owned. I've always wanted to own a set, so that's pretty cool. And it is on Blitz coilovers. As for the soft top, it definitely needs to be replaced. I'm either gonna get another soft top and then get the rear cover for it, just like how Suki had in the movie. It is missing that part. Or should I go the route of getting a hard top instead and paint matching it? I really want y'all's input on this because I don't know which way I want to take it. I know having a hard top on the Miata was a little bit difficult because I'll never take it off. Being the fact that I live by myself, it's hard to take off a hard top by yourself. So I end up never running the top down, and I really like having this car as a convertible, so let me know what y'all think I should do with that. I don't know if y'all can see it on the camera, but this paint is so perfect. I'm also running a Kakimoto exhaust, which sounds perfect. And then as for the interior of the car, it's very mint condition. The seats have no tears in it whatsoever. The dashboard is not cracked. It's really a perfect interior. Even the steering wheel is perfect, and it is push to start, which is pretty cool. One of the quirks that I really like about this car is the fact that when you want to release the gas cap, the lever for it is actually located on the driver's side door right over here, and you just lift it out and then the gas cap opens. Now this car is very stock except for a Sparko shift knob. Pretty cool because this is my first right-hand drive car that is a 6-speed, and the AC works perfectly, which is awesome because I want to be using this as my daily driver until I get the Miata running. And I did put this NOS plushie as my passenger princess until I can install a real NOS bottle. I do have to put a sound system in here. Right now I'm running a JBL Go just as my sound stereo system, but it does have this Pioneer system right here. I just gotta figure out how to get it working. All right, let's go ahead and check out the engine. Stock. As y'all can see, the engine is perfectly stock and in mint condition, and this is my very first VTEC. I already got my first car part for it. It is an intake from K&N, so I'm gonna go ahead and install that as well. I know, honestly, very on brand for me to already have car parts lined up as soon as the car gets delivered, but what can I say? I think the way I want to take this car is just make it a fast build, but if y'all have some other ideas for it, let me know. There's a couple different routes that I can take with this. I can either remake the kit to be more like Suki's car. Like, I know that the livery on the sides are very different. What I was considering doing is learning how to airbrush a car and redoing all of the livery by myself and just remaking the car to look more like Suki's car, so adding that rear piece where the convertible top gets covered, changing out the seats, adding NOS, and just building this car to be absolutely fast. Because I don't have that many fast cars. Like, the Silvia is gonna be a right-hand drive drift missile. The Miata is gonna be like my fun turbo manual swap daily. I love how I think I'm gonna have a daily driver when I'm incapable of having daily drivers. I've learned this. And the S2K is gonna be my fast build, so I'm definitely gonna be keeping this engine and rebuilding it. I'm gonna enjoy it for a little bit and have it as my daily driver until I can get that one running. Which, by the way, a quick update on the Miata, I'm basically done. I just need to have this one gasket that I was waiting for, and now that it's here, I can basically finish up the turbo install, and then I have to get it tuned and do all the wiring for it. So that video is gonna be coming soon as well. I love seeing a fully stock engine bay because when I look at this, I just envision all the modifications that I'm gonna do to it. It feels like an empty canvas where no one has touched anything already, so I know it's just exactly the way it is from factory, so I won't have too many problems when I decide to start modifying things. For the coilovers, we're running Blitz. That's what came with the car. I don't think I'm gonna change it out. This intake box is beefy. And honestly, there's so much space for activities over here. It's crazy. Like, I feel like I have so much room to work on the car. Give me some ideas for aftermarket parts for the engine. I would love to hear it. I want to hear y'all's input and really like build this car together. Like, the fact that you don't see any oil leaks whatsoever is crazy to me. And if you look right here where it says AP1, this is actually the 561st model ever made. So it's really one of the low production years, hence why when I bought it, it was just recently legalized. All right, let's get this wheel off. I've already loosened it. All right, wow, this is insanely clean. What? That's crazy. Itty bitty control arms. I also see that we have a ton of adjustability left over on the coilovers, so I probably will be changing out the brake pads soon enough. There's like an itty bitty amount left, and that gives me a reason to upgrade the brakes and the rotors. But look how crazy clean this is. This is an insanely clean wheel well. Ignore the paint marks. I was driving in the rain, and I guess, you know, whatever. Like, look how adjustable these coilovers are and how tiny those control arms are. The sway bar, however, looks pretty beefy. What's even crazier is that there's no rust whatsoever. Granted, we still have to lift up the car and check the underbody. Oh, I see Underglow. Guys, look at this strip right over here. We have an LED strip, which means we have Underglow just like how Suki had in the Fast and Furious movies. Now, the only problem is how do we get it working? That's gonna be a doozy. Those are the end links? They're so tiny. Aww. So I already went ahead and took off the skid plates, so we have perfect visibility of the engine, the transmission, and the rest of the underbody. And may I say, this is insanely clean. Like, there's literally no rust whatsoever. There's barely like any seals that need to be changed out, really. And there's no scrapes on the exhaust system, which is crazy for me to understand because this car is pretty low. Like, how is there no rust? The only seal I'm planning to change out is like the rear main seal. How is there no rust on this car? Like, how, what? This car must have been insanely well kept in Japan because the fact that it has like no leaks, no rust, and no scrape marks is crazy for me to understand. And I do see a little bit of an LED strip right here for it to connect. Oh, it's cut. That's okay. We can work with that. I'm probably gonna redo the underglow anyways on the car. The engine literally has no leaks. That's so crazy for me to understand. The transmission bushings are in perfect condition. Like, there's really nothing that we actually have to change out on this car. I can really daily drive this for as long as I want. I'm definitely gonna be putting a short shifter on it just because the first thing I do to any of the cars is an intake and a short shifter. I just love the way short shifters feel personally. This thing is so well kept. What? If this is how all Hondas are, maybe Nissan has to watch out. I might become a Honda girl. A little too soon. You guys know I love my Nissans, if you can't tell. I am so excited to start working on this car. Everything looks so easy to get to as well. And the sway bar is so chunky and beefy. Like, I can already imagine this because everything is so stock and still in perfect condition. All the suspension work is gonna be super easy to take off, and I can just envision all the aftermarket suspension parts already going onto the car. Like, I'm so excited. Let me go ahead and put the wheel back on so I can show you guys the fitment and get y'all's input on what I should do. And don't worry, I'm gonna torque it down as soon as I get the car down. I'm gonna fix or at least figure out what's going on with the LED strip and the underglow in the next video because we also have an intake to install, and who knows, by then I'm probably gonna have more car parts. But in the meantime, let me show you guys the fitment. Alright, so the front fitment isn't that bad. Like, yeah, there's a little bit of wheel gap, but it's not that bad. And we do have coilovers which are adjustable, and there's plenty of adjustment room, so we can just lower it. The rear, however, has a good amount of space, and that's because there's a body kit on it. So the wheels should be sitting a little bit further out. So there's two options we can do here. I can either order custom wheels to fit the car perfectly, or I could just use wheel spacers, which is probably what I'm gonna gear towards doing. We just need a little bit more room to push out the wheel so it lines up with the body kit a lot better and sits more flush. Now, the other thing is, if I lower the coilovers to get rid of that wheel gap on both the back and the front, that means that the car is going to be scraping basically everywhere. And I'm staying with coilovers. I love the static life. I have airlift on the other cars. Nothing wrong with that. I just don't want it for this car, especially because I want to track it eventually. Maybe not a full track build like how my Audi is, but I do want to take it on the track a few times. Call it a weekend track car, but I can build a car to be fast and not race it on the track at least a few times or every weekend. Right now, the car isn't scraping anywhere, so I haven't had any issues with that, but once I lower the coilovers, it probably will. Then again, I should just suck it up. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Also, if you guys love these videos, make sure you subscribe and like, and also go to Axmgarage and cop some merch. There's a ton of different designs for shirts, hoodies, and stickers, and even some accessories. I'm gonna go ahead and take the car off the stands and go take it for a drive because it's great weather here in Houston, Texas, and I want to go enjoy the Suki S2000. Stay tuned for the next video where I'm either gonna be fixing the Audi again because that's gonna have a whole rewrap and I have to build the engine again, or I'll be doing some more modifications on the Suki S2000. And don't worry, the Miata's gonna get attention too. I'll catch you all in the next video. Love you, car family.